Hi, folks. Today was a day of Garagecon. A bunch of different comic sellers getting together in one fellow's garage to sell comics. And it seems like maybe with that, there might be like lower costs, not having to pay as high table fees, I imagine. So there were some good deals there. I'll tell you beforehand though, there's no big keys or anything in here. Just looking for stuff that's like fun to read and fun to look at. Okay, let's go. So I was looking around, and one of the vendors, I think it was the guy that was putting the show on, he said, hey folks, there's all these graphic novels and trade paperbacks that I have are half off the marked price. So I don't know why other people weren't really looking at them, but I grabbed a bunch. I got like, let me see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight for $7. Yeah, kick ass. These aren't even beat up either. So a trade paperback of Fireteam Hardcore. I saw that this is the creator of Vietnam Journal, Doug Lomax, or Don Lomax, sorry. So thought I'll check that out. Hellboy, Seed of Destruction graphic novel or trade paperback of the first like storyline Hellboy stuff. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It might surprise you. I've never actually read this, so I'll check it out. Finally. A Righteous Thirst for Violence. Sorry. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, Volume 2 by Rick Remender, Andre Lima Araujo. Sorry about that. The Shadow 1941 hardcover by Denny O'Neil, Michael William Kaluta, and Russ Heath. I think Russ Heath was the inker for this. Let's take a quick look inside here. Because it's not like super Kaluta-y. Well, I guess it kind of is, but I do like both those guys. But I kind of wish it was maybe finished by Kaluta, but I think this might be early in his career, a reprint of like kind of earlier stuff. Could be wrong about that though. Just kind of making an assumption there. X-Men: The Dark Phoenix Saga, a classic. I'll probably just like put this in the for sale bin. See if anybody wants it at another show. Same with this X-Men: Days of Future Past, another classic. And X-Men Mutant Genesis by Claremont, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams. This reprints maybe the first 6 of the adjectiveless X-Men. Okay, from Mirage Studios, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 17. This is one of the favorite issues. I'd say like maybe my favorite's like number 11 and some others. But there's a variety of different kinds of stories, but this one is Kevin Eastman and Eric Talbot. So I do really like this one a lot. This art is sick. It's kind of like it reminds me of the world where Ronin started, like back in the old feudal times, but there's kind of mystical, paranormal, and fantasy kind of creatures and monsters. Maybe like a dark fantasy world. This one's a fun issue. So this might be an upgrade to the one I have, but we'll see. Sometimes like I might pay about the same amount that I would sell something for, just to try and make my like for sale bins like more awesome. Have a couple there that aren't like loss leaders, but you know, make it more juicy. Yeah, no problem with this. Like some of these, I'm like, I just want multiple copies of like some of my favorite stuff for sure. Okay, check this out too. Finally, the first Sin City Dark Horse Presents 5th Anniversary Special. This has the first chapter of Sin City, The Hard Goodbye, the first print of it. So I was looking for this online a lot, and it seemed like it was like $40 or $50 generally, plus shipping. But got this for 20 and like maybe a couple bucks off for like a deal, right? So I'm pretty happy about that. Just I don't really look for like keys so much, but this is one that I did want, so knocked it off the wish list there. Okay, there are actually a lot of dollar bins there, which rules. It's heaven finding dollar bins. Like I said, maybe it's lower cost of for having a table set up at these kind of things. So maybe that's why it's not really. There wasn't a lot of stress on big ticket items. There were like wall books, like kind of hung up on walls and stuff, or maybe on to some tabletops, but a lot of dollar bins there. I'm looking to try to get all the Frank Miller Daredevils, so this is number 186. A little bit like water damaged, I guess, but I'll take it. We'll see. Lone Wolf and Cub for $1. I'll do that all the time. Number 24. I think that's a Sienkiewicz cover too. I'm guessing. Art Adams Long Shot number 6. I don't have any singles. This is maybe my first single issue of Long Shot I've ever got, because they're always like kind of pricey. So for $1, yeah, let's get one finally. After Watchmen, what's next? Planetary Special Edition. I guess this is like a preview of Planetary. You know I love that series, so why not? A little prestige format Preacher book. Preacher, Cassidy, Blood and Whiskey. Preacher Special, The Story of You Know Who. Reed Fleming magazine. Reed Fleming, World's Toughest Milkman for $1. Yeah, I think it's like... The first print is not Eclipse Comics, so this would be like second or later, just for anybody curious. It's not like it makes it a big difference to the monetary value as far as I know, but, you know, just for the knowledge base. This is an issue of Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I actually love quite a lot, because they're kind of just like hanging out in like abandoned buildings and stuff, it seems, but I guess they're like investigating kind of ghost reports and the Rat King. Is this the first appearance of the Rat King? So it's like kind of a key. Usually it's more expensive, but this one I think is like water damage too. When I realized it when I got home, and you know, at first I was like, oh, I'm getting a steal here, but yeah, it's $1 comic. Some old Now Terminator comics. Were they the first to have the Terminator license? You can see there's a date stamp there, but nice painted cover. Terminator number 1 of 2. Terminator 2 Judgment Day Nuclear Twilight number 1. Is this painted also? Erskine. Is it Gary Erskine? I'm not sure, but... What If Daredevil Killed the Kingpin? That's What If Volume 2, number 2. Those are usually good. Wolverine, number 7. This must have something wrong with it, because I think these Wolverines with the Hulk in them are maybe a little bit more valuable. But I'm just kind of looking to read them. Same with this. Wolverine Annual, number 2. Swerchinski and Mike Deodato. Should be some good names, I think. Bunch of X-Men. You know, these are, whenever I organize these by alphabetically, you know, towards the end of each like haul, there might be some X-Men. Here's number 270, some Jim Lee stuff. 273, 274. Get that Savage Land Rogue there. 277, 278. I saw that these had Art Adams covers, and also I guess it's Cho on the art, so I'd like to see what it looked like when Cho was making the X-Men, I guess, how he makes the X-Men look. X-Men Battle of the Atom number 1 and number 2. X-Men Die by the Sword, Claremont, Santa Cruz, and Fernandez. Kind of a cool cover, and I saw this Claremont also. No number 1 there, though. X-Men Die by the Sword number 3. These are Art Adams covers as well. X-Men Years of Future Past, number 1. Yeah, like, I'm not familiar with these names, but for $1, and if it has an Art Adams cover, that's enough for me to check it out. Years of Future Past, number 2. And number 3. Was there a bunch of talk about this series, or was it like the Universal Monsters Frankenstein? But I feel like this was, I was kind of interested in this, because I just, like, I don't know, it just looks like it might be interesting or fun to read. Who knows? Doug Monk does pretty awesome art, though, and Grant Morrison can be quite a good writer a lot of the time. Frankenstein set of 1 to 4. This one was on my wish list for maybe a couple of years now, so it's cool to get it. He knocked off, like, in the bulk deal, I got about, like, 20% off in total, but, you know, online this is always like $10 or $15, and plus shipping, which is like insane. Shipping to Canada from eBay is always like $20 to $30 per comic. It's just absolutely stupid. Like, I don't even remember the last time I've used eBay to buy a comic. Like, it just seems like it's not even going to be a thing anymore. But yeah, Gunfighters in Hell, and I guess this is signed by Joe Vigil and David Barbour as well. This one's cool. I didn't even know that there was a rock and roll comics of Ozzy Osbourne. I should have known because I mean, like, it always shows like the index of which rock and roll comics exist. Yeah, and Ozzy was the first concert I ever went to when I was 15. You gotta love Ozzy. I'm so glad he's still alive. I mean, knock on wood. May he live forever. And I mean, he's been told to not to tour. That doctors tell him like not to tour since what, like 1980 or something, and he still does it all the time. I think he's actually gonna be touring again pretty soon, right? You might be able to go see him again. I've seen him a couple times, and it's always worth it. But yeah, fond memories growing up. I guess this is part two, a two-parter of Rock and Roll Comics, which is kind of rare. But I guess this would start when he's solo, and maybe the first issue of the two parts would be in Black Sabbath times. Maybe a little earlier too, if there's stuff I don't know about. Some nice art too. Look forward to these. These are always fun, these Rock and Roll comics. I've never seen this printing of the Sin City trade paperback before. I looked inside and it was the second one, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this before, so why not? Just kind of like have a bunch of different printings of this now. Anyhow, Zombie War trade paperback. There's Kevin Eastman with Eric Talbot and some others, Tom Schoolin and Rhonda Pattison. This should be fun. A set of Winter World 1 to 3 for $2 or even less. So yeah, finally have a set of this for friends or for sale. What am I trying to remember? Who's looking for this again? Who's looking for a couple issues? I'll try to get. I think I'll like try to get these to somebody. Just a sec. Okay, last vendor was our buddy Jonathan T. Always some good dollar boxes there. Rick Veitch and... Oh, wait, actually, sorry, this is from another vendor. So, second last vendor here. Rick Veitch and Steve Bissett Bedlam. A little indie anthology. All kinds of stuff here, like horror, fantasy, comedy, underground, kind of like mature readers also. Good stuff. I'm an idiot for getting these. I just always like look... I like her cover, or her, like, design. Chastity 1/2. I probably want to look for the 90s stuff, though. And Chastity number 1. When I looked inside these when I got home, I was like, this looks horrible. I'm an idiot. But this vendor had like, it was mostly like Bad Girl and cheesecakey type stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta pledge my allegiance and get some kind of cheesecakey stuff. Case in point, in many cases will be made. Danger Girl Special, Art Adams. I was like, I never saw this before. And even Art Adams on the interior. So that'll be cool. But I guess the reason why I never saw this before as well is that it's the, like, flip... I guess it's a flip comic. This is all kind of, like, past my time of messing with this stuff as far as when it was coming out. With the Joe Kyoto cover and interiors on the other end. So this is pretty cool. Probably. Maybe someday I'll actually read one of these things. Oh yeah, there's like a little pinup section here. J. Scott Campbell and I guess Richard Friend. So he has a good YouTube channel as well, Richard Friend. A good inker. So he has some like tutorials and also videos where they just like look through stuff. So go check that out if you're into that kind of thing. David Mack. This is Michael Turner. Casada, Garner. Yeah. Gen 13 Ordinary Heroes. I remember checking this out when it came out, but I'll revisit it. Adam Hughes, Mark Farmer, and somebody Reyes. Number 1 and number 2. I think it's a 2-parter, so that's a complete. Gen 13 Bootleg. Maybe I gotta read Gen 13 at some point, But it's Warren Ellis and Steve Dillon. I like those two guys, so we'll see. And it looks so, like, preachery. It feels like... Is it gonna be like a Gen 13 preacher, kind of? I just kind of miss that. Like, I've been revisiting some Steve Dillon, and he's got some chops, man. Even though it, like, it doesn't look, like, flashy, but it's good. It's, like, good storytelling. Grunge the Movie, a Gen 13 bootleg trade paperback of issues 8, 9, and 10. This was covered on the Cartoonist Kayfabe channel, and they made it look good, and I was like, wow, maybe that's really good. I'll check it out if this is the right price too, right? You know, I'm always getting these. I mostly have the big comics, which is like volume 2 of stuff. But here's the original Techno comics, some of that run of Mike Danger by Max Holland Collins and Eduardo Bredo. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and volume 2, number 10. Maybe I have this already, but I'm not sure. So for $1, yeah. Some Red Room for $1. Hell yeah, dude. I always want to have like extras of these. Red Room Crypto Killers number 1. Just a lot of respect for these guys, and also this comic is actually good, or I don't know. To me, it's good. I think the writing is very intelligent, but a lot of people will find this series like too gross. Crypto Killers number 2. Tom Strong number 8. Ugh. Only missing like number 7, I think now, of the first 10 or so. So classic cover of New X-Men number 116. Okay, now this is the last vendor, John stuff. Yeah, we'll take a quick look in here. This is Legends of the Dark Knight, number 39, a part of a two-parter by Brian Talbot. And I don't know if a lot of people know this one, but this is one of the better Batman stories, certainly, that I've read. Yeah, his art and everything, like, it's awesome. The storytelling in here just pulls you into this weird... all these weird atmospheres and stuff that he's able to create. Brian Talbot, a really good storyteller. So I may as well spoil it, like issue 1, I mean, of the basic premise here. Is that he is like drugged or something, or kind of like starts hallucinating, and then he wakes up in what seems to be a psychiatric hospital, where they tell him like, no, you've just been, the whole Batman thing has been like a delusion that you've been living in. And then he's looking at this reflection here, and he's like, yeah, I've aged, like this isn't my face, I'm like all decrepit and like not muscular, and like I know this isn't a trick, this is actually like me. And this doctor here is just kind of telling about like why he's been having under the delusion that he's like a vigilante called the Batman. Here he is. He's like, I know it's a mask that it's the Joker under that mask of the Doctor, but yeah. So maybe it would seem to be a hackneyed premise, but actually this is very, very well done, this comic, and it's pretty, you know, those kind of stories where you're kind of wondering like, what the hell is real? What can I believe right now? One night, Catwoman in his room here. Self-pity, is it now? So it's finally come to this. Don't you just wish we could have made love just once? Catwoman, you must help me. Undo the straps. I'm sorry, Batman. It's beyond my power. You see, I don't exist. I'm only a projection of your mind, a fetish in leather, your sexual fantasy, your dream lover. But you're pathetic. I'm a fantasy that demands a man with real power. Her words are harsh, but she seems sad, worried. She's crying. I just came to say goodbye. Gone. Another dream. Wait, something running down my cheek. I taste salt. Yeah, he's just kind of trying to figure out what's real and what's not. It's pretty awesome, and they're like, this is the costume you've actually been wearing, like just running around the psych ward. And he's like, he's kind of still hallucinating sometimes, like having day hallucinations, which is pretty crazy. Goes in and out of these like dream states, and it's pretty far out, man. Like, it's creepy too. This is a good one. So if you ever see this in the dollar bins, I recommend this. You know, everybody talks about the Killing Joke. I'd say this is better than the Killing Joke, man. Fuck all that shit. But maybe I'm just, maybe I'm dumb. But anyways, this is good. Not to make it divisive. Yeah, Brian Talbot's kicking ass. Okay, speaking of which, another some more Brian Talbot. The Dead Boy Detectives, a set of 2 to 4, missing number 1 for $2. I hear this one's good. People say that this original Doom 2099 is better even than the like recent Doctor Doom stuff. And just a little side note here, I recently read the Chuck Dixon Doom series with Leonardo Manco, and that actually kicked ass. I hardly have any superhero comics, like I hardly end up keeping them, but that I do like. I've heard also that this you want to get it when Warren Ellis was writing it, so I looked in the credits, number 24 and number 25, and it's like that's not even coming from Warren Ellis fans, that's coming from people looking for good Doctor Doom comics, I believe. So we'll check these out. Gen 13 and Generation X 3D special, the J. Scott Campbell cover, and here I think this is the same with just a Art Adams cover. All New Ghost Rider number 5. I saw that this was Trad Moore on the art. That was recommended by Comic Crack, so checking some of that guy's stuff out. G.I. Joe Order of Battle. These again are like the source books, kind of like almost like Marvel Universe. If each Joe or Cobra character has just like a write-up bio page, and I enjoy these. So yeah. Speaking of stuff I enjoy, Green Arrow by Grail Hannigan and Giordano. So I have doubles of the first 9, but I was like, yeah, I'll like put these up for sale or give them to a friend or something. But number 9 actually starts a 3-issue story arc, I believe. So I'll just get it up to number 12. No, I guess it's 4 issues. Yeah, because from number 9 to number 12. So we'll just show a little bit of that here. Because might be like a little bit of an unshowcased thing. How good this Grell and Orlando and Giordano, or Hannigan and Giordano, sorry, stuff is. Just like kind of great like 80s superhero stuff, or like kind of dark but like action movie kind of stuff. Like I really do like this series. I haven't got like too far in it, but yeah, it's just very well done action stuff. Kind of like action crime superhero stuff. And I want to shout out the colorist too. Who's the colorist again? We'll come back to that. Just show a little bit. I love this kind of coloring too. That it's not like overdone, but it really has like it's simple, but like that creates like a lot of mood, and it's just everything you need, but not overdoing it. It's like not distracting at all. You gotta love this. He turns the body over, and the guy like pulled the pin on his grenades on him. Yeah, but this coloring, how good is? Oh man, this coloring is just awesome, man. How like the craftsmanship. Look at that color. With the line art, there'd hardly be much there. But I just want to see who is the colorist again, because this is one of those like instances where I'm like, man, the colorist rules. They're an artist on this for sure. Julia Lacquement, or I guess anglicized would be Lacquement. Just look at that. That fucking rules. And yeah, again, like I said, not a million colors, but what do you got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or some. Just, it's great. I love how it's not minimal, but that to me is the pop art of it. But very tasteful. Okay, Marvel Tales featuring Captain Britain. I guess this reprints a bunch of early Captain Britain stuff. I remember when I was a kid reading Excalibur, I did kind of like Captain Britain too. Yeah, the thing about dollar bins, you can just kind of try stuff out. I saw this as Neon Joe Werewolf Hunter. I'm like, yeah, okay, Werewolf Hunter, that sounds alright. I'll see that for $1. Nightjar. I don't know what this is, but it's issue 1 from Avatar. And on the inside credits page, it says it was like the character was created by Alan Moore and Brian Talbot. So we'll see. Another copy of Somerset Homes #1. These are in bargain bins everywhere, but I do recommend this. This is a cool kind of crime horror, or like, I guess, the thriller series. Ali Williamson, sorry. What's his face? Why am I blanking on his name? But Thor, the Thor guy. uh, the 346. I'm just kind of getting these whenever I see them cheap. Of Walt Simonson. Yeah, whenever they're cheap, I'll check them out. Vault of Horror #4. You're never gonna see EC stuff for like $1, but I guess there's like a little tear there. That would be the reason. What if Volume 1 #36? What if the Fantastic Four had not gained their superpowers? Volume 2 #7. What if Wolverine was an agent of the Shield? I think this is said to be one of the best like what if comics, and also one of the best Wolverine and one of the best Liefeld comics. So, and it's early Liefeld too. So do with that information what you will. You know, maybe you believe it, maybe not. But yeah, it's supposed to be good, that one. Xenozoic Tales #12. Some Mark Schultz Xenozoic Tales in the dollar bin, sure. Hell yeah. X-Men Annual #8. I don't think I had this one already, so yeah. And yeah, he just made me a deal on those, and then it was like an even $25. But the nature of things, you want to go like above that and get a little bit of stuff for free. So I had my maybe pile, and I was just like, would you throw these in too? And he's like, yeah, man. Prometheus #2 and 3 and 4 out of 4 from Dark Horse. So, you know, doing the license thing. Okay, guys, that's it. Short video today. There's another sale similarly, and a bunch of different guys set up in garages tomorrow. So I'll try to get to that and see if I can have time to upload a video of that tomorrow too, or that'll be next anyways. So yeah, thanks for watching, and like and comment and subscribe and stuff too if you haven't done so already. Always nice to have you guys around. All right, see you in the next one. Peace.